Okay guys, so I wanted to give you a overview of everything that was in the box. So I opened it up. Quite frankly, I just couldn't put it all back in the box to redo an unboxing. So, however, after looking it over, so the lights, they're nice solid aluminum. They feel very well built. We'll find out on the internals. They come back through their own wire harness. It's already put together for you. You have these connectors, these plug-in connectors with an O-ring on them and a screw cap, so that keeps the water out. That's very nice. Comes down to your on-off button. This just bolts to one of the bolts there on the handlebars. We'll figure that out when we get out there. You got your harness comes into the box, the control box. You got your green, you got your red and your black, already fused. Then in each one of these, you have your mount that goes on your accessory bar or your crash bar. And with this, the way it's set up out of the bag, these go on here like this, and you're ready to go. Has the Allen screws in the other box, or the Allen wrenches in the other box. A little wrench, and some extra screws. All right, folks. So that's the overview of the LED light kit with the EMC from Kemimoto. All right. So we're going to put these on. Get the Allen wrench. All right, guys. So Kemimoto was kind enough to include the tools for us here. We got some tools that we need to use. We've got all our nuts and bolts. This is for the bracket. This is to mount it over here. So I'm going to put it on this side, because on this side these threads aren't clean enough and the bolts aren't wanting to go in. I don't want to strip them. I don't have my tap with me right now. So we're going to mount them like that. They'll essentially go on they will go on just like that. This will be up here. So let's go ahead and get that part done. I think that one is just to lock it in place so it doesn't spin. All right. We just gotta put those in there. It's quite a tight fit. I'm kind of happy. There's that. Get the lock nut on there. Use the supplied wrench from Kemimoto. Get that fairly snug. We won't tighten it up all the way because obviously we want to be able to adjust this a little bit if we have to tilt them or what. So there's those. Okay. And that's how it goes. All right. Let's loosen these up. We have the rubber insulator, and we've got a rubber insulator in there that'll go over our crash bars, accessory bars, whatever you want to call them. Okay, that's a long one. All right. So as you see, this goes through, and it actually, sorry about that, my hand was in the way. That goes through like that. Okay. And then we'll get those on the bike. And we'll get those on the bike. Give me just a minute, and we'll get these up, and then I'll show you where we're going to put them on the front of the bike. Okay, folks, we got the right side put on. We're going to get this left one put on. We're going to show you how we did that, so you have an idea. Take your bolts out currently, or at least loosen them. You don't take them all the way out, just loosen them. And get this about where you want. Oops, wrong way. Put that in there. Get your bolt in there just to get it on. And then we're going to double check that we're in about the same location this side as we are on the other. The reason that's so loose is the bolt that holds that from spinning is right there. Oh. All right. So that right about there, that looks pretty good. And these will crank all the way down. So you don't have to worry about that. The rubber will be in there. Make sure those are snug. Kind of step back, take a look at it, see if they're going straight. There. That looks a little bit better. All right. Now we got to figure out where we're going to run our wires to go up through there. Let me bring you around to the side here. and I'll show you what we've loosened up so we can run our wires. All right, folks, so this is the key that opens or unlocks the latch here for the seat. These just pop out. This had one bolt in it up top, one bolt down here. The other one was up here. That way we can get inside of here and be able to run from here to back here. Okay, folks, so I've taken the switch that came with it, and I have just gently ran it down through here so that we can get ready to hook it up. You gotta figure out how to lay. No point in reinventing the wheel. Just using the rubber wire loom or attachment point there, so that we can basically bolt it here at the bottom of the mirror, and we'll show that in just a minute. All right, so we're gonna undo our wires, get ready to run them back. The red and the green get connected together. For purposes of today, I'm going to run it straight to the battery. But as you see, we have a little bit more here than we do here, so we're going to have to figure out somewhere to put this box underneath of all this. Might be able to just zip tie it right there to the wiring harness that's there. We'll see. Let's get this running and see how far we can actually go. All right. So we want to be behind all this body work. Let's see. I have to do this one at a time, because we're running right next to these little snorkels on the air breather. Just take your time, beat it through. There we go. I think I got it. That one. It's getting easier now that I know where I'm going. Don't let them fall back through though. All right, now we're cooking. All right, so there's that. Now can we get the fuse through there? Yes we can. So nice that they gave you an already inline fuse. 1, 2, there's that. So you see these two, while they're separate here, they go into one there, so it makes it a little easier. And you just got to fish these through. Not a problem. Not a problem. Let's move the little flapper out of the way. We can run these up in here and they will be out of the way. They won't be hitting on anything. They won't be in the way of anything. Let's see. Get that fuse through there. be gentle with it. Don't quite have just enough yet. Pull a little bit more, just pull until you don't need any more. There's that. Now let's get the green one through. We'll go ahead and fish whatever green we need, just because. And then we'll hold off on that until we know how much we need forward. I think we're gonna have plenty. I think we got plenty. All right. I don't know, can you see in there, folks? I don't know. I don't want to take it all the way off for obvious reasons. The less the better. Let's see, I'm gonna be able to zip tie this up here. I think so. I think we can get that right there without an issue. All right, so this one coming off of where your power goes, this is the female. There's no nut on this one. That's your switch, and each one of these goes to the lights. So we'll get this fed through there. We'll get it up front, and we'll see what we can't get hooked up. Okay, folks, sorry about that. Gonna have to move you around here. Let's see. Show you where I ran these wires. So we're running essentially along the frame, around behind the main wire harness, back there following the harness, and we're going to pop out right there. And then from there, where's my light? All right, so from there we come out of the frame right there. There's the control box, and then we run it up through there, and that pops out right next to the front forks. All right, let's go around here. There's our 3 wires coming out. 2 going to the lights, and one of them coming up here to the switch. They're down in here. You can see that one right there. The other ones are down there. And then let's go down here. A little better. So they're coming out of right there. We're gonna tidy all this up, but we're gonna run our wires up here to this bracket, the crash bar bracket. We're gonna zip tie everything and clean it all up. And then it goes to each light. So we got our lights right there. And we're gonna take and we're gonna mount our switch to this bolt right here underneath the mirror. Right next to that there. All right. Okay, folks, let's just give it a try. And then we'll button everything back up. That's on. Press once. Yellow is pressed twice. Strobe is 3 times. That strobe is 4 times. And then you're back to white. You got to press and hold it, and it shuts off. Those instructions are not in the book. I would recommend that Kemimoto maybe update their instructions a little bit. But that's it, folks. Now it's just a matter of tightening up. So the tools that we use, basically this Allen wrench that is underneath your seat on top of your computer, that fits these side bolts to pull the key, where the key is to release the seat. That Allen wrench fits those bolts. It also fits it's the same size as the one that came from Kemimoto to put the screws or the bolts into the lights themselves. And your battery terminals are 10 millimeter. Your single bolt on the bottom of your mirror is going to be an 8 millimeter. So you can put the switch bracket there. And at full lock, it does not hit the tank. It's got a 1/4 inch or so. All right. And that'll do it for this install of the Kemimoto. Now we're going to button everything back up, and then we'll take her out outside, and we will get some footage there showing them out there in the dark. We already have footage of before without the lights. Now we're going to show you the footage after. Stay tuned. Hey y'all, welcome to the light demonstration. And as you see, we are on a side road here. It's really dark, and this is just the headlight. Just the headlight of the motorcycle. There's a high beam. Now this is the white light from the Kemimoto and the high beam. As you can see, it really daylights everything. There's the yellow, which is more like a low beam fog. Need to adjust those a little bit. There's the strobes, both of them in sync. There's the wig-wag strobes. And then you gotta press and hold, and it's nothing. I'm really impressed with these. Let's go see if it makes any difference out there on the road. Hopefully I don't run into a bear or something at this hour. We'll find out. It's alright, they're kind of cool. Alright, there's my high beam. Wow. Wow, that is really, really impressive. So folks, there's the yellows. Really see the terrain. Wow, I'm really actually impressed with these guys. These are the LED auxiliary lights from Kemimoto, the ones that they sent out to me to try out, and here they are in action. There's just the white. My goodness, they're really, 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 really bright. change the whole dynamic of this thing. So that's the low beam. There's the high beam, stock, just regular factory. There's the Kemimoto lights on with our high beam, with our low beam. There's the Kemimoto yellow with our high beam, with our low beam. Flashers, wig-wag splashers. Alright, I would have to say, folks, for less than $100 off of Amazon, you can get yourself a set of auxiliary lights from Kemimoto. If you're on a budget, these are not a bad option. Of course, I will be doing a long-term review later down the road after I've had them a while. But my first impressions of this is, wow, these are really, really nice. I would recommend these for anybody on a budget trying to build their adventure bike initially. If you don't really need any other features than your high, your lows, there's plenty of these out there, folks. But like I said, Kemimoto sent these to me. I'm really impressed. I'll be leaving them on here unless somebody else sends me something else. These are really cool. I dig it. All right, guys. What the heck was that? Okay, folks. Well, if you liked what you saw, please hit the like button. Subscribe, comment below if you've got these, if you have another set, what you think of the install. And as always, ride safe, ride strong, and ride with Christ. And we will see you on the next one.